The problem now is not about Christian, it's about when Donald Trump strike, where is he going to strike? If he strike Plateau, there are Muslims there and Christians. If he strike Kaduna, there are Christians there and Muslims. If he strike Kebbi State, there are Christians there and Muslims. If he strikes Zamfara, there are Christians there and Muslims. If he strikes Sokoto, there are Christians there and Muslims. Because there is what is called the Catholic Archdiocese of Sokoto, Kuka is in Sokoto. Yes. So will they go and bring out all the Christians from Sokoto and bring them to Plateau and bring them to Benue before they start Sokoto? So what Trump is saying really shows that he's bereft of what is called the knowledge of Nigeria. Completely brief. I'm sorry for a president of America who doesn't know the complete narrative of a country and he started talking like this. Unfortunate. Americans, honestly, you are unfortunate to have a leader like Trump. This is coming from
we know that Nigeria is a sovereign nation, but sovereignty only commands respect when it's backed by credibility. Do you think our current insecurity, from insurgency to banditry and resource theft, has made us appear vulnerable to such foreign threats?
America is the most violent crime country on earth. It's the number one. The crime that is happening in Nigeria, 1/10 of it is not here. It hasn't happened. What is happening in America? Every second in America, there is a violent killing. So what is it? Nigeria, as far as I'm concerned, we have our own issues. We can solve our own problem. During this Nigerian civil war, we never called any country to come and intervene. Yes. We started the civil war ourselves. We ended the civil war ourselves. We don't need any foreign intervention. And we have shown that clear leadership in Africa. Countries in Africa that have problems, Nigeria has stepped in, solved those problems, and great democracy and peace and harmony in such countries. So what is the problem of Trump?
There was one imam a few years ago who was honored for hiding, God knows, countless number of Christians
in his mosque in Plateau.
Who are the people hunting those Christians? The only thing that qualified them for death was their faith, and their faith is linked to their ethnicity. Because as I told you at the beginning, religion is a matter of identity in northern Nigeria. That's why the northern Christian is not the same as the southern Christian. All these pentirascals in Lagos and everywhere can be lying about whether there is genocide or no genocide. The Ekwa pastor who is burying his church members and tribesmen in droves, he knows what is happening to him. When he knows that he can't even go back to his ancestral land without risking death, he knows that it is genocide. So I don't need Trump to tell me what I have seen and heard within, and I have been using the word genocide to describe what is happening in Nigeria for close to 10 years. That all of a sudden, people whose ears were blocked and were not listening are suddenly listening. It's not because they cared. They don't need Trump to tell them what's happening in their country. They are complicit in what is happening in their country. That they are suddenly bleating now is because they know that all of a sudden, somebody crazier than them is asking questions of them, not because something strange is being told to them. They already are aware of the fact of the killings. And if they don't want to call it a genocide, they don't want to call these things massacres, even though they themselves have been directly complicit. They were there in Lekki, they were there in Zaria. So it's nothing new. These are persons exercising the powers of impunity extended by the Nigerian state and the insurance that comes with that nothing will happen, they can do as they care. No consequences. How many of these murderers are in prison? Instead, they will say they are repentant. Where have you ever heard that nonsense in the world? Repentant terrorists. You are calling people bandits. You are calling genocide farmer headers clash. What nonsense? Which farmer is clashing? How can a farmer who holds nothing be clashing with somebody carrying Kalashnikov and M16 rifles? And they are calling it farmer headers clash. And you find government persons peddling that idiocy. If Trump is the one that has put a bee in their bonnet, I'm happy to see them running around and is as it should be.
Now, let me give you an instance. If America will attack Nigeria today, the bullet cannot differentiate a practicing Muslim and a practicing Christian. The weapon of mass destruction that America will use in attacking Nigeria cannot exclusively differentiate a bandit, a Muslim, a peace-loving Nigerian, and a Nigerian who wants Nigeria not to remain peaceful. This cannot be differentiated. Nigerians should understand this. Secondly, that the peace we are enjoying now is not negotiable. We are yet to surmount some of our challenges and achieve lasting peace. We are still recovering. We are yet to recover. Our borders have remained closed. We have stayed without internet services. We have been deficient in terms of infrastructural development and access to basic amenities in these conflict-affected states.
Can you imagine Christians are saying that if it's not Christians that are really being killed, that it's both Christians and Muslims? How many Muslims? My friend was kidnapped by these people. Listen, my friend was kidnapped by these people, and they requested for 5 million. And people ran around to put the 5 million together and gave to them. They still shot him in the head and killed him. A young father of 2 children. But you know what they normally do? They gather people together, they locate all the Muslims in their midst, and usually, most times, 90% of those who say they are Muslims among the people they kidnap, they set them free. And they shoot the Christians in the head. Butcher them, kill them. If they are pregnant women, they remove the babies from their womb. Then somebody who wants political relevance, somebody who is looking for appointment, comes out to say nothing is happening to the Christians in Nigeria. It's not a genocide. And he says, I am a Christian. And we think that we are all together. We are not all together. You have to have a stand. In quote, the number one nation of the world says, the leader of the number one nation of the world says that Nigeria is a disgraced country. Listen to me. Is it now the disgrace started? Pastor, why are you talking like this? I want you to take that mandate more seriously. Trump has come to say that Nigeria is a disgraced nation. I'm very embarrassed by that statement that Nigeria is a disgraced nation. But that's the truth. You know, many of us don't like the truth. We don't like hearing the truth. And I've heard different people react in different ways. The question is, some of the reactions that I've been coming for, I'm going to make another point now. Some of the reactions that I've been coming for, when I listen to them, it appears like I don't understand English anymore. A man is standing out to say that he wants to defend the Christians in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I still hear English very well. He did not say he wants to invade Nigeria. He said the level of killing of Christians in Nigeria is unbearable. And if our leadership does not do anything about it, they will take action. What else is he supposed to say? So if you are against that, it means you are in support of the killing of Christians in Nigeria. Period. There are no two interpretations to that. If you are against what I've just said now, it means you are in support of the killing of Christians in Nigeria. Somebody said if America tries to invade Nigeria, he will make sure that all the American army that come here will die. Do you think they will come here with gun? Or do you think that America is still using MK-47? Have you ever watched the weapons they carry? Have you ever seen any in the past 10 years? Have you ever seen MK-47 in their weapon? The MK-47 that is panicking Nigerian army and whatever here. They have left that level since. And some people say, okay, they are coming because of our minerals. Do we have more oil well than America? Why am I saying this? I want you to have a stand. And it has been confirmed that there's genocide in Nigeria and people are trying to cover it and beat around the bush. This has been happening for over 15 years. At least 10 years. Who are the people pushing this thing? Frontline people who push this thing that there's no genocide. Everything is okay with the church in Nigeria. Christians, in quotes, supposed Christians are brothers and sisters. If somebody says something now that this government is very useless, this government is not good, and tomorrow the same person is saying that the government is perfect, it's a fruit that you need to look at. The Bible says that we should take heed what we hear. Another translation says we should take heed how we hear. Whether it is Muslims or it is Christians that are being killed, the fact is that human beings are being killed. And we know that this thing is targeted at Christians. And those of us who are Christians, if you keep quiet, then we are siding and aligning with the forces of darkness. I like you to know that it took people to raise this matter up before it got to Donald Trump. So when we keep quiet, our silence becomes a conspiracy. Do you know how many Christians have been killed in this country? Is it because they hide these things? Refuse to support Donald Trump. Don't forget, I don't say he's a practicing Christian. I don't this Facebook. But I know what he stands for, his policies. And most of the friends that I have, when I talk with them, I say, they always talk about papers, green card, paper, green card, becoming a citizen of America. If a devil is there, that America, you will run out of it.
Dr. Ali, let's begin with your first reaction. When you heard Trump's statement about a possible U.S. military action in Nigeria, what went through your mind? Is this mere political theater or a reflection of how fragile our international image has become?
I wasn't surprised at all with his pronouncement. I know something like that is coming up. But before I go into details, first, I'm the Commandant General of Neighborhood Enlightenment and Safety Organization. We are counter-terrorist and counter-insurgency organization in Nigeria. Like I said, I'm not surprised with Trump outburst. A fortnight ago, I was at the Focus African Forum conference and award night, in which, while discussing my paper, I made mention that Trump is already angry with Nigeria. Why? Because Nigeria, from all intent and purposes before now, we are taking leadership in Africa. We fought for the independence of South Africa, and we never stopped there during the Israel military president, General Babangida. Under his behest, it was organized an ECOMOC. ECOMOC was the peacekeeping force in Africa, in our sub-region, and we have done, the ECOMOC have carried out successfully operations in Sierra Leone, Liberia, and has restored democracy and peace and harmony in those countries, making Nigeria a visible leader in African bloc. It's a threat to America because Russia has already taken the leadership of the Eastern Bloc, and China is already taking the leadership of the Asian Bloc. Now Nigeria is about taking leadership of the African Bloc. Nigeria is a country of over 237.5 million people, and the large size of over 923,000 square kilometers, with assorted resources, mineral resources, name everything you talk about, we have it on earth. Now, if the market of Nigeria drizzle away from the hands of America, where will they face market for?
When I saw the news, the announcement by President Donald Trump, I started to think, what happens to families that have Christian, Muslims, and even the traditional religion within their family? But some analysts say Trump's comment exposes the weak perception of Nigeria's leadership and security institutions on the global stage. From your security background, what does this say about our internal stability and the government's control over national security narratives?
Well, I think what is constituting this largely now during this President Ahmed Bola Tinubu's administration is because Nigeria we don't have ambassadors anywhere in the world. Otherwise, the American president wouldn't have had that position, that leeway to start make this statement that Nigeria there's genocide against Christians in Nigeria. How? Where? I am an example. I'm married to a Christian family, and in my own family there are Christians. From my mother's side, there are Christians. So how do we become enemies of ourselves? The Nigerian Christians and Muslims, they are already intertwined. They are one family. You find a Muslim family with Christians involved inside. You find a Christian families with Muslims. My wife's family, they have parents Christians and children Muslims. In my own family, my grandparents were Muslims. Some of their children were Christians. So this narrative that Donald Trump brought to Nigeria wouldn't work. Because this is not the nature of Nigeria. Nigeria is a peace-loving country. We love our brother. Even when they started all the crises, the Ignite crisis in Kaduna State between the Muslim and the Christian in Kaduna State, after the crisis today, tomorrow you will still find them. You see the Muslim and the Christian going out into joints, drinking and whining together as if there's never anything that's happened. Nigeria is the most compassionate religious nation on earth.
Welcome back. I know you have listened to this and understand what everyone have said concerning this whole thing going on. Although I keep letting you guys know that the more we keep separating ourselves or think that all this thing that is happening is not called genocide, the more it will keep happening, because even as we are talking now, there are some lot of things going on in other places where it's okay. You hearing this now may not know. So if this kind issue dey, you see most of you guys wey be say okay una no dey for call not where some of this thing go start, where una go just come to dey come out to justify anything wey be say okay e no concern una, na una sef na una dey do. That is the same thing wey Daily Farotimi is saying here, because e dey talk am say the way things dey for north no be so e dey for south. That is why most of you guys wey be say okay una dey for the south dey deny say okay there is no genocide. That is why una dey deny the genocide. You know say the problem wey be say okay we dey get na im be CAN, which is CAN, and many other people wey be say okay dem be religious leaders. Na dem be people wey be say okay dem dey try hide all this issue based on say dem need political appointment and many other things. That is why they are hiding most of this thing going on, and it is only when this thing is solved na everything go well. In as much as you're just doing your own thing for political appointment, it should pity those people within you. It should pity their life too, because if you don't have any citizen, who will you rule? That is why we see that anytime where this type of issue dey, it's better so okay make every one of us start coming out to let everyone know the truth about it, or we keep our mouth shut, especially this person call himself Reno Umokere and those other pastors from many angles wey be so okay dem dey try to push the wrong narrative. You know, ever since where this whole thing start now, so dem dey come out dey push the negative and the narrative upon see people dey come say okay this issue e don dey go far for their own region, nothing concern this one. Their own be say make they keep pushing this wrong narrative so that they benefit from this whole thing. That is just it. And for you doing all these things so that you benefit, it's only God that is watching. Although we don't have anything to say, you hearing this, if you would have anything to say concerning this, make it drop your own say below. And also if today is the first time, make it like, share, subscribe. Thank you.